This is Unit 4, which is Chapter 10 for pre-calculus. This is review worksheet number 1. I'm going to be doing number 8. Alright, so when we look at this, it tells us that it is an ellipse. Alright, it gives us the equation, so we're going to have to write that equation in standard form, and then we're going to find all the information and graph it. Alright, so when I do this, I'm going to first write it as 18. I'm just going to change my colors here, just so I'm consistent with how I did it in school. Alright, so this is going to be 18x squared minus 144x, I'm going to leave a space, plus 12y squared minus 48y is equal to my negative 120. So the first thing I need to do is I need to get rid of this 12 in front of that y squared and the 18 in front of the x squared, so I can do the completing the square. Take out the 18, you get x squared minus 8x, leave again the space, plus 12 times by y squared minus 4y, again leave that space, equals negative 120. Alright, so from here now I'm going to take half of the negative 8, which is negative 4, square it, you get 16. So I'm going to add 16, and 16 times 18 is 288, so that's going to be plus 288. And then the second one, half of 4 is 2. Or half negative 4, I should say, is negative 2 squared is going to give me 4. 4 times by the 12 is going to give me a positive 48. So now when I simplify this, this is going to be 18 times by x minus 4 all squared plus 12 times y minus 2 all squared, and that's going to equal 216. So remember, for an ellipse and a hyperbola, we want these to be equal to 1, so I have to divide by 216. And that's going to reduce out that 18 and the 12 anyhow. So I'll write that backwards. Alright, so 18 over 216, this is going to become x minus 4 squared all over 12. Plus, now over here we're going to have y minus 2 squared all over 18. That's going to equal to 1. So that's the equation in standard form. That's what it asks us to do. And we're going to find the center, the foci, the vertices, and graph it. Alright, so when I do this, my center here is going to be 4, 2. Alright, to find out the rest of it is the vertices, the foci. I need to find my A and my B and my C. Alright, so when I look at this, I have, remember, A is always going to be the bigger one on the bottom. So when I look at this, that's going to be the square root of 18 there. So I'll write this up over here. So A is equal to the square root of 18. B is going to be equal to the square root of 12. Now I can reduce those. Okay, the square root of 18 is going to be 3 root 2. Square root of 12 is going to be 2 root 3. So I need to use those to solve for the C value, where the C is how we're going to find the foci. So for this one, I'm going to be doing that adapted version of the Pythagorean theorem, which is the B squared plus C squared is going to equal to the A squared. Alright, so when I do that, B squared we know is going to be 12 plus C squared is equal to the A squared, which is 18. C squared is equal to 6. So C is going to be equal to the square root of 6. Alright, so at this point, I really just have to graph this. Alright, so my center is at 4, 2. Alright, I know that this is going to be a vertical ellipse. It's going to be going up and down. The major axis is going up and down because 18, which is my A, matches up with a Y. So I have to go up square root of 18, come down square root of 18, alright, and plot those points. Alright, so when I do that, square root of 18, that's going to be a little bit more than 4. It's going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and go right on the other side of that, and then down 1, 2, 3, 4, and plot on the other side of that as well. Okay, so they are the actual vertices, so I'm going to write those in over here. Again, it's based off of the center. I'm going up and down, so it's going to match up with the Y. Alright, so normally I'll just find those points, but since they have radicals in them, they're 3 root 2, I should say, I'm going to make this 4 and then 2 plus or minus the 3 root 2. All right, when I do the B is just going to be a 2 root 3, so that's going left and right. So square root of 12 is going to be a little bit more than 3. So I'm going to go to the right 3, and then I already have the left 3 set up. So it's, again, it's a little bit more than both of those, and that's what is going to allow me to draw my ellipse in. All right. All right, so from here now, I typically draw in my major and my minor axis. There's my major, here's my minor axis. Okay, and from here now I'm going to find my foci. So the foci here, when I do this, again, that's when I'm going to add the C to my center. Okay, so the C is the square root of 6. I'm going to add that to the center here, so this is going to be 4 and then 2 plus or minus root 6. So if I go through and plot those, that root 6 is going to be a little more than 2 away, so I'm going to go up 1, 2, put it right there, and a little bit more than 2 down. It's going to be right below.